So mga kabanat, sa simpleng tanong ni Presidente Duterte, tila sinusubukan pa ni Secretary Duque na paikutin itong si Presidente Duterte. Napakasimpleng tanong ni Presidente Duterte, pero si Duque ay talagang haba-haba ng mga sagot. Sa tanong lang ni Presidente Duterte, napakasimpleng tanong ni Presidente Duterte, magkano ang binabayad mo sa mga volunteers? So yan, si Duque nagpaliwanag ang haba-haba at tila ayaw sagutin. At pagandang bandang huli ay inulit na naman ni Presidente Duterte ang tanong. Magkano ang binabayad mo sa, sabi ni saglit, magkano yung binabayad mo sa mga volunteers? Ayun, sinagot niya rin, 5,000 daw. So panoorin niyo ito mga kabatat at kayo nang humusga dito.
Well,
Yes, Mr. President.
how much did you pay for those guys who volunteered dito?
Sir, binibigyan lang natin sila ng stipend. What you're referring to are the postgraduate interns waiting for the results of their board exams. So they are being asked by the hospitals where they finish their internship to help, to volunteer. So meron na po tayong programang ganon na nakakatulong po sila on top of our regular human resource for health. And we also have an augmentation program, Mr. President. So if hospitals are overwhelmed in Metro Manila, as an example, because of the very high cases, we deploy and augment our healthcare workers from the Visayas and Mindanao and from the neighboring Luzon DOH hospitals to help, especially when they're coming from areas with low cases, low number of cases. So we are also putting together, and which we have done before as per your instruction, yung augmentation from the Philippine National Police as well as the Armed Forces of the Philippines. So we are making sure that all available healthcare professionals will be on deck and prepare for the worst case scenario. Tama po kayo, sir. We really have to prepare for the worst case scenario. And that is exactly what we have started to do, Mr. President.
Ay sir, kasi inimbita ko ang armed forces. I wanted to talk to them, pati ang police. Because if it comes, the worst that can happen in our country, it will be a business for the military and the police to maintain order and help the civilians. Well, whatever. Sarado ang mga hospital. They are refusing new admissions kasi it can become there might be some, alam mo na, we want to help, and if you just can wait, we will mobilize all persons. Pero kung maggrabe ito na lahat tinamaan, bahay por bahay, hindi sabihin nag-martial law. No, not that. The military has to sacrifice. Kunin nila yung kung saan nila dalhin, o police. You know, that's hindi lang kasi ng nakaintindi ang publiko ng role ng military pati police. Lahat ng natin, bagyo, landslide, sunog o riots, it's always the police and the military. Lahat na nila. If there is to be dug sa landslide, police yan. Ang police kasi, pag sinabi maghukay ka dyan ng patay, they not say no. That's the reason why hindi ko naman love the military and the police. I'm just kind of I treat myself as one of them para maintindihan mo. I think like a military, because I have dealt with them over a period of time, and the police because they were under me when I was mayor. Nakukuha ko yung ano nila. So ito yung mga tao na sabihin mo na gawain mo yan. Yan ang... So they should prepare for that eventuality. You know, pagdala ng ano, at least the barest minimum na if you want the maximum protection, you can use a double mask or something. Maybe spray yourself with meron dyan mga bago. Sprayhan mo lang yung sarili mo ng para kung madapo. Mahirap kasi nandito kasi mayroon dito kanina na madapuan ka lang. I cannot understand na dapo na physical contact o handshake o baka lahat na yan. So contactless, less ang contact, the better. We are not in the same league with other countries. America is suffering nearing 1 million mark sa ano nila nagkasakit, and we do not know if it is a new variant or it's still the same COVID-19 that's overtaking the health of everybody there. Tayo, we are 10,000. It's time to activate what we have prepared for a long time. We have prepared for something like hospitals, auxiliary people, and this time I would call on my countrymen, the young doctors and nurses waiting for the results of the exams, and if you want to help, I can give you the allowance that was given in magkanong sir, magkanong Secretary Duque, magkanong bigay mo sa mga nung tumulong?
Yung po mga tumulong, Mr. President, kung yung meron po tayong tinatawag na special risk allowance na nagbibigay po tayo, I think mga 5,000, but that will depend on may criteria po if they are actually directly catering to patients or in contact with COVID-19 patients. Yun po yung binibigyan natin ng special risk allowance. That includes doctors and healthcare workers from the private hospitals. Samantalang sa government hospitals naman, on top of the special risk allowance, we are also giving them the actual hazard duty pay. And also, these are on top of their compensation or salaries, Mr. President. So dagdag po ito based on your directive since 2 years ago when the pandemic struck or began. So ito pong mga postgraduate interns, we can actually come up with a compensation kasi habang wala pa yung kanilang board exam results, pwede naman po sila magtrabaho, mag-volunteer. But we can incentivize by giving them a certain amount. We will have to determine that. Although ang mga doctors kasi, Mr. President, na first-year resident will receive about 59,000 pesos a month. Yan po ang kanyang sweldo plus other benefits. So we can start using that as a benchmark, Mr. President.
I think that the 5,000 is masyadong maliit ngayon. Considering the attendant danger to the guys, medyo they should be given more. you take into account the possibility of danger na they themselves will get because of they have to go near and they have to treat those people. I will increase, hindi ko pa masabi magkano, wala mang budget dito. Wala. Ikaw po.
Mr. President, yung 5,000 that's on top of a much higher compensation. Parang ko lang ho yun, dagdag lang ho yun doon sa binibigay natin ng mga salaries sa ating po mga healthcare workers. So tama po kayo, 5,000 is a pittance that will not really attract or properly incentivize these volunteers, no? Considering the risk that they will face. So a much higher amount is in order, Mr. President. Salamat po.
I agree with you. And I have, well, to those who are entertaining the idea of getting into the role of volunteers, I will raise the amount. Basta total, ano man naman yung pera, ubusin na natin yung pera nitong gobyerno to para sa inyo. Kung wala na, maghintay na lang tayo ng lahat. Just, but I do not think that we'll run out of money. Secretary Dominguez is a very resourceful person. Wala naman tayong, nandiyan naman ang World Bank. Hiram tayo kung wala na pera. Pasalamat rin tayo doong tumulong dito, but I would do it during my extra time later. I would like to thank the people and the countries that extended their helping hand. So let us complete our story here about the COVID. I now
Grabing paikot-ikot ni Secretary Duque sa mga tanong ni Presidente Duterte, mga kabanat, no? Na grabe. Simpleng tanong kung magkano lang ang tinanong siya kasi kung magkano yung bayad. Magkano binabayad niya sa mga volunteers na tumulong dito sa gobyerno. Ang sagot niya, nakita niyo naman siguro, no, napakahaba-haba ng paliwanag niya. At parang ayaw niya sagutin, kundi gusto niya pa mag-e-explain. Grabe talaga itong si Secretary Duque, mga kabanat. Dapat to pinapalitan na talaga ng mas ayos-ayos, mga kabanat. Reaksyon nyo dyan, mga kabanat.